empower those segments of society which could not afford education for the children. For example, Punjab Endowment Fund, it provided voucher scheme to boys and girls to get admission in schools in their areas within that uh, amount. Punjab Education Endowment Fund, it benefited hundreds and thousands of students who were high achievers but came from very poor background. This endowment fund is probably the largest in South Asia. It provided them with stipends to get education wherever they wanted to, and also abroad. Number three, I built Danish schools, not Danish. Danish is in English intellect. And this was for uh, poor children, orphans, who were very talented, but had no means to have access to education. They would have otherwise lost in the dust of their villages. I built them beautiful schools with dormitories, with smart boards, with quality teachers, books, bags, everything. Today, they're engineers, doctors, and so on and so forth. Then vocational training, skill training with the British DFID and Punjab's partnership. We started skill development, and this was not about brick and mortar. No, it was about investing in the students in the future, paying to the companies, for example, hoteliering company. We would pay them per student, and they would provide them the training. We didn't build buildings or brought machines, no corruption, no nothing. So this was, I think, a game changer. But 25 million children brave, even today out of schools, is a big challenge. Now, who's the culprit and where's the problem? SDGs. As you know, the gap is runs into trillions of dollars. And countries, developing countries like Pakistan, can have to struggle to raise finances. Why? In 2022, we had the worst flooding in our history out of climate change. And for no fault of ours, none whatsoever, we do not even contribute even a fraction of a percent in terms of emissions. Those who play with trillions and are responsible for these emissions, they have to share their responsibility and come to the help of these developing societies. It's very important. Otherwise, this unbalanced, unjust, unfair system will lead to nowhere. Two, and importantly, we faced terrorism after 9/11. It was pushed into our borders. 80,000 Pakistanis were martyred. And boys and girls, mothers, uh, shopkeepers, doctors, engineers, soldiers, to fight this menace. And finally, we were able to beat them hands down. But in the process, we lost $150 billion as our economic loss. During these floods in 22, $30 billion. And yet, we are asked to borrow money, to pay borrowed money and loans. Is this the way? This vicious circle of debt trap, I call it death trap, will not help at all the developing societies. So we have to strike a fair deal. Thank you very much.